name is Paul Caponetti, Director of Engineering for Xively Professional Services. Xively is an IoT platform, and our professional services team helps our clients connect products using that platform. The technology needs of any professional services team is usually elastic capacity. And in our case, it's a little bit more specific. We need elastic capacity that understands the needs of the IoT, and that is bleeding edge technology, non-HTTP protocols, scalability, and many other things that don't come into play with standard web development. So we had a pretty specific need, including our elastic capacity, which is always a challenge for contracting companies. The experience with Altoros has been really, really good. It is more of a feel of having extra employees and much less having consultants that drop in and don't really feel the weight of the success or failure of the project. So when we gain an Altoros resource, we feel like we've gained one of our own, and they enter into the project with the same ownership that a full-time employee does. And that's a huge weight off my back and the backs of the management of Xively. The results achieved by the software in a B2C sense has not necessarily been quantified yet, because the IoT moves a little bit slower than traditional web applications, given that there's a hardware component. But what I can say is that the software that's been written has been written efficiently and effectively and of very high quality, which in my metrics is very good. And also we've used the software written in a lot of our demos, most notably in Dreamforce. There's been 7 different Xively projects, many of them being completed almost entirely by Altoros, that were showcased in the IoT cab in Dreamforce, and they were really the stars of the show. So we're very happy with the code that's been written by Altoros. The challenges that we face with Altoros might be a little bit different than what you'd see in traditional web development, given that we have such a specific need and we have such specific technologies that we work with. We usually only work with senior developers, and Altoros has what I think is a really great process of always pairing a senior developer with a junior developer, which they've bent that policy for us, and I appreciate that. But originally we did have senior and junior developers. Given that our projects are always very complex in nature, the junior developers didn't have the same effectiveness as the senior developers. So very much appreciate the responsiveness of Altoros management into remedying that for us and bending their policy to only have senior developers on our team. And since the change has been made, we've been more than happy. Altoros is different than other software companies in that first, their ability to pick up and run with very challenging, complex, and non-standard project needs. I know I've been talking with Manuel about the types of people we'd like to onboard, and I have a very specific person in mind that he always seems to be able to fulfill. It's not something that I would expect coming out of like a Digitas or an Arnold or other software vendors, and I've worked with, and I'm currently working with at least 3 right now. And I feel like we're coming to a point where we have to select our elastic capacity provider of choice, and Altoros is the clear front runner. For software development projects, specifically web development and even somewhat non-standard projects, I think Altoros is a great choice. Their ability to quickly provide good, high-quality resources in multiple geographies, and their continued showing of flexibility has been a huge asset for us. For example, I don't think I would have been able to ask any of our other software vendors to drop a resource in France for 3 months. And I asked that of Altoros, and there was no hesitation. So I completely recommend Altoros to anyone.